Good evening. This is David Lynn, sometimes known as the Prepper Principal, and you are watching a Sunday edition of Coffee Talk. Hello, Stephanie. Thank you for being here. When I get a few more people in the stream, I'm going to go through today's topic, which is understanding sources of information. I think you'll enjoy it. KP Heathen in the house. And Uncle Owl Die Bullfrog 79. Good evening, one and all. Thank you for coming. Please leave a like to support the channel. It will be greatly appreciated. A little rainy. Well, that's good. Everything needs to recover from the winter. A little healing rain will be good. Well, I continue to get good quantity eggs every day. I've got a new generation of chickens that are developing. I was listening to a news clip. They're talking about eggs and egg prices. I had posted a image of the eggs over at Audi. They do the dozen eggs as opposed to the 18. They do a dozen eggs, and I posted an image and the price. Pre-retirement days, comfort foods, and more. Welcome. But they had this article or this clip that I watched reported that they had to put down like 30 million chickens due to the bird flu. It's a lot of eggs. I get between 4 and 7 eggs per day. I have 16 hens, and most of them are 4 years old. I just ordered some more chicks. Yeah. Yeah. I'm getting I'm getting 8 or 9 eggs a day right now. Hopefully that will increase in the foreseeable future. I've got a dozen new chicks. So I've been posting about once a week. I've been posting a little clip of my chicks as they're growing, and they are developing. My wife's asking, well, when can we take them out, put them outside, put them in the coop? Because we've got a new coop that we built. I said, well, let's wait till around the 1st of April. I want to make sure the weather's a little bit better, a little bit warmer before we do that. Buying space. Hello, Myra. Welcome. I was in the kitchen. I, I, well, I will tell you this. This morning I made tacos for breakfast. I cooked some bacon. I cooked eggs. I had pre-made tortillas, which I heated. My wife and I both had a taco with 3 eggs. I think mine had 4. And a couple of strips of bacon. For lunch, I did sandwiches. I used some turkey, cheese, ham, mayonnaise, lettuce, tomato, between 2 slices of bread, made sandwiches with chips. And then for supper, we had steaks that I had cooked in the crock pot. Basically cooked them like a pot roast with carrots, potatoes, onions. Very good, very good, very good. For lunch, I actually had a salad. I had a garden salad. The wife had the sandwich. So I just got through eating my meat with onions, potatoes, carrots, and hers is still in the pot because she's outside working in the garden. So yes. I was in the kitchen today, and I'll be in the kitchen tomorrow. Tomorrow for breakfast, I think I'm going to do some grits and some potatoes, and I'm going to do some sausage with eggs. Probably more sandwiches for lunch, and then I'll probably do burgers for supper. Yeah, I think I'll do burgers for supper. I cook, but I don't do it very often. But I'm off now, and I'm enjoying cooking, and it saves me money. It saves me money from going out to eat like 2-3 times a day. Seven in the house, 7 likes. So let's get to the topic. So the topic for this evening is understanding your source of information. So there are 3 categories of sources of information. There's the primary source, the secondary source, and the tertiary source. And I'm going to discuss each one briefly, and then like you to comment on what you think about it. So your primary source, these are original first-hand accounts or evidence of an event, period, or topic created at the time of the event. And examples would be diaries, letters, photographs, official documents, eyewitness accounts, and artifacts. That's a primary source. A secondary source would provide analysis, interpretation, or commentary on primary sources, often written after the event or period being studied. Examples would be news reports, like your ABC, NBC, CBS, Fox, MSNBC, CNN, PBS, newspapers, magazines, bloggers, internet news, more traditional secondary sources would be textbooks, biographies, scholarly articles, documentaries. But the ones you usually think about are your news media types. Um, Now, you think about that, and you think about who's your go-to. Trying to pick some meat out of my teeth. Sorry. Um, well, what's your flavor? If you're conservative, you probably go, well, the big dog in the house would probably be Fox. There are other sources that are considered conservative sites, but I'll say Fox. And then if you're blue pilled, you probably go with one of the traditional sources that, like back in the day, very reliable, very even, center of the road. The traditional, back before we had internet and back before we had all this extra stuff, you had ABC, NBC, and CBS, the big three. And even at one time when it first came out, for years, CNN was middle of the road. It was middle of the road. So, depending on what your flavor is, you go by your source. Um, there are traditional left-wing papers like the New York Times, right-wing or more center papers like the New York Post, the Wall Street Journal editorial section is pretty conservative. The Washington Post, the New York Times, they're very leftist, pretty obviously leftist. PBS is pretty leftist. And you ask, well, how is it that that's the case? Well, how many conservatives do they have on staff? Like, they were talking about PBS, and something came out about, well, they got 40 some odd people that are involved, and they're all sort of to the left. They really don't have anybody to the right. I watch clips. Sometimes you see a clip and it'll have like CNN, and they'll have like a round table. Like on Fox, they've got the five. So when they do the five, it's usually four fairly conservative types and one liberal. Well, with CNN, it's usually several liberals and one conservative. Because you see that conservative really having to fight to try to get his point across, And the liberals are looking at him like, are you serious? You mean a Republican won the election? It's like they're not all there, but that's, how it comes out. The View is still on. Yes, it is. I mean, as many lawsuits, they're desperate to try to keep it on. I don't understand it. They're costing them a lot of money. Their viewership has really dropped way down. Um, if they say MSNBC is broke, they're looking to separate them, and they're looking at, it's like they talk about Elon Musk or somebody buying it and then turning it into a decent, product. Because basically what would happen is, it's like when he came into Twitter, he'd go and he'd fire 90% of them, maybe more with a publication like that. So you've got tertiary sources, and these summarize or compile information from primary and secondary sources after providing an overview of a topic. Examples are encyclopedias. I grew up with the Encyclopedia Britannica. If you had a little bit of money, you and your parents would get you a set of encyclopedias. Dictionaries. Yep, dictionaries. Fact books, handbooks, and bibliographies. If you were looking to have you were anticipating, the internet going down, technology going back to 150 years ago, it would behoove you to have some good hardcover sources. Medical books, books on construction, books on gardening, a set of encyclopedias. You have children that you need to teach. Some primers that you can use to teach. Back in the days, they'd use the Bible. You'd go to one of these little country schools, and they're basically teaching you how to read through the scriptures. Reading, writing, and arithmetic. Arithmetic was basically basic operations. Add, subtract, multiply, divide. Hello, little old prepper. Hello, Rachel, mom of 4 boys. You want to see the talk show with an android? How are you, Uncle Al? I was wondering how much aloe vera you take when I was watching. So, I'm on spring break this week. I have this week, I'm out. So I will be taking advantage of that time to do cooking. And I will be trying to get some work done. I'm going to try to work on my channel more than I usually do. I hope to do a live stream every day this week. I will post. Tomorrow's post will include images or an image of my dinner, which was the pot roast that I did, basically. A sampling of what I had to eat. I also have a short that I did that I'll be putting out tomorrow of it. And I've got one more quarter before the school year's over, and then I'll have a couple of months off. I'll have like nine and a half weeks off. Almost 10 weeks off this summer. About 2.5 months. And my wife is working in her gardening. She's planting rose bushes. We had 2 rose bushes that died over the winter. I guess they didn't survive the freeze. She would cover them, but something happened. There's some other plants, like it really hit our banana plants, and they're going to have to recover. Lots of yard work to do. And I've sort of abrogated doing that, if you want to use that word, abrogate. It's like, oh, he broke a treaty. No, it's not a treaty, but I haven't been doing yard work. That's, the wife's been doing that. She got the yard cleaned up, uses the riding mower. She's got to, weed kill along the fences, ant kill. Got some ant beds. She enjoys doing that. She's younger than I am. She's got more energy than I do. She's in better shape. So I let her deal with that. Am I going to be canning? The wife wants to. Oh, dear God. I at some point, yeah, I'll be canning at some point, probably. Maybe I'll do a video on it. I had some cheesecake today. I've had a couple of cups of coffee. I really owe myself another cup of coffee before I go to bed this evening. Doesn't keep me up. I want to do, and I've been watching videos. I have been giving back. I've been watching shorts. Way too many to try to get caught up, but I've been trying to give back to people. Leaving comments and likes and such. I'm trying to get to 1900. I'm on the back side, so I'm past 1850. I think I was at 1856 or 7. And at some point I'll hit 1900. And when I do, if you have been watching my videos, leaving me likes and supportive comments and you've done so on each of the last 5 videos I will have released when I hit 1900, your name will be in the hat for my drawing for the next goodie box. I have requested Utah Mike and Enrique Trevino to both email me their mailing addresses, which they have not done, so I don't know. Some people do not want you to send them a box. That's fine. And I've been in communications with Bus Stop. He has been text messaging me. We've been communicating that he asks little questions, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? What would you do with this? And what would you do with that? And I enjoy communicating with him. I do. He had some health issues. He wound up having gallbladder and appendix surgery. They did a double. They took out his gallbladder and his appendix. and I'm hoping he's recovered. He's been telling me about how things are where he's at. I won't say where he's at because he likes to keep his location secret. He's been making a few comments here and there about other channels. Like he's asked me about some conservative type um, bloggers that, you know, I tend to listen to Bill O'Reilly and Megyn Kelly. Um, I follow whatever Elon Musk is doing. And sometimes I listen to Jeff Beck and certain other. I mean, I don't follow them religiously, but like I like to listen sometimes to Candace Owens and you know, and I mean I even follow some of the ones that are slightly to the left to hear what they have to say. Um, there is a such thing as Trump derangement syndrome. There truly is a Trump derangement syndrome. I don't understand it, but there is. I mean, they will show video footage and talk about how things used to be, how supportive Trump was with black people, various well-known black people, what he had done to help them or to support them. But as soon as he decided he was going to be a Republican, he's now a racist antichrist. So I don't understand that. I really do not understand that. A lot of the people who say those kind of things are very ignorant to me. Uncle Al and his aloe vera. Oh, well, yeah, there are people who do. 8 in the house and 10 likes. Be careful, little low prepper. Uncle Al is saying be careful. Have I heard about 8647? Never heard of it. Never heard of it. 8647. Nope. 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 I had a nice email from Melinda. Melinda Elliott sent me an email. And she said, "You seem to have been down. I'm concerned, you know." And I said, "Well, yeah, I get down. I get down, you know. My channel isn't growing the way I'd like it to. I mean, it's growing, but it's not growing the way it used to grow. But then I put a lot more time in it when it was growing before. And I don't do that now. So a lot of people, they'll support you when you support them. And that's true. You know, you support those who support you. But I don't have the time to do that the way I used to. And so it depresses me sometimes when you got challenge, and you know, and I wish the best to everybody. But some people are doing a lot more as far as their numbers are concerned than I am. Now, my shorts views are down. Go in and look at my shorts views. Look at the numbers. Just go in and look at my channel. Look at the numbers. Look at the numbers of views for my videos. Look at the numbers of views for my live streams. And you'll see that they're all down. Now my channel continues to grow slowly, But I'm picking up numbers, but I'm not picking up active viewers really. I here and there. I have 30, 35, 40 people that view me on a regular basis, that will come in and view me on a regular basis. Some of them do not do my live streams, or they go to my live streams and probably leave me a like. They tap on it for a few minutes and they, sometimes they comment, sometimes they don't. They tend to leave me comments on videos when I do a video, or sometimes on my shorts. And I have people that don't want to, leave any sort of indications that they were there. I've got older friends that they'll watch my stuff, but they won't comment. They'll talk to me about it, or they'll send me a text message about it, but they don't do anything as far as to leave their name on YouTube. I don't know. They choose not to do that. I don't do Twitter or X. I don't do Facebook. I don't do Messenger. I don't do Instagram. I don't do any of those social medias. I don't do any of that stuff. The only thing I do is YouTube. And I don't have time. I don't have time, and I don't need the drama. Um, there are people that post crap, and it's crap, on Facebook. They've got like little. I don't know how it's done, but I've heard about it, because people will comment and tell me, like, they have chats and such, or that they've got like a page, like my school has a page where people can go in and comment. Like something happens and they go in there and they comment, and you get a number of people who go in and comment and they post stuff. They may or may not know what's going on, but they post stuff, their opinions, or they post alerts like this is going on, or this happened, or why did this happen, or what was going on. And I hear about that. I don't follow any of that stuff. I have people will send me, they'll send me something, and in order for me to look at it, I would have to be active with Facebook, and I don't. Or Meta, I think they call it Meta now. I don't. So, Melinda Elliott, hello, Melinda. I was talking about you a few minutes ago. Your ears must be burning. Eight in the house, 11 likes. Yeah, gossip chats. A girl in a bikini. Yeah. Eye candy, or clickbait type stuff. And some of these people, they get thousands and thousands of views by basically having a nice looking lady dressed nicely or provocatively, or just a beautiful woman, and walking or standing someplace, says hello, or getting out of a vehicle or whatever. I get a lot of stuff that's like on my recommendeds. It's like, no, I don't follow these channels. I'm not subscribed to these channels, but they show up, And I look at it for like 5 or 10 seconds, and then I go on to whatever else, but it shows up, so I recognize it. And these are nice looking younger ladies. They're in their 20s, early 30s. And there's a girl, I think she's from Australia. I like watching this because she jumps rope and she does it to music. And she's a nice looking girl. Got an Aussie accent. And she jumps rope, different little dance moves and such. And I mean, I'm not subscribed to her channel, but it comes up every day. There's usually one or two new ones. And nice looking woman, and probably early to mid 20s. And but I watch a lot of clips about stuff that's happened, things that happen. Apparently, Trump has a 30-day. He's managed his people. They have a 30-day ceasefire that's probably going to be taking effect for Ukraine and Russia, trying to negotiate a peace. You know, and that's a major factor. Well, when I was into Taekwondo back in the day, one of the things that we would do exercising is that my instructor, who was a fifth degree black belt, he would have all of us jump rope for a couple of minutes. When we'd warm up, we'd have to jump rope. And then at some point, he would have us take turns on the trampoline, jumping up and down on the trampoline for balance. Had an undersized trampoline. It was like a one-person trampoline. We each have to take turns on it. And some of the things that we would do. But yeah, I used to jump rope. Not that I really enjoyed it, but I did it. Kelly Singh, welcome. 11 in the house, 13 likes. Thank you for coming, Kelly Singh. And Anton Miles. Hello, Anton. Thank you for coming. Well, I am sorry. That's probably what I guess they call shadow banning. If you would tap the notification bell, I would hope that you would get notifications. And I'm sorry that you do not. I have some people tell me that they get warnings, or that there's a warning posted about my channel or my content. I'm one of those horrible people that tend to be red-pilled, a little bit more conservative. I used to like to quote Elon Musk, who would say, "My wallet's Republican." And that's basically my position. I'm very conservative when it comes to financial things. I'm a little more open-minded when it comes to other things. And I try to be. So, going over the main topic again, understanding your source of information. We have three basic broad term sources of information. There's primary information, And these are original first-hand accounts or evidence of an event, period, or topic created at the time of the event. Examples are diaries, letters, photographs, original documents, eyewitness accounts, artifacts, recordings. Then there are secondary sources, and these provide analysis, interpretations, or commentary on primary sources, often written after the event or period being studied. The number one example is news reporting, your networks, the internet, scholarly articles, documentaries, textbooks, biographies. These are secondary sources. Most everything that you get comes from secondary sources. The internet, the traditional news channels. Back in the day, you'd have a 6 o'clock news. It'd be on for an hour. 3, 6, and 10. ABC, NBC, CBS. An hour-long news. And then you'd have the late news, which was at 10 o'clock. The late news was usually 30 minutes. But the 6 o'clock news was usually for an hour. And you'd have whatever was in the news. Back in the day, you had a lot of periodicals, like these monthly magazines. Time, Newsweek, National Geographic. You'd have these monthly periodicals, magazines. Lots of them on lots of topics. And then the third source is what they call tertiary sources. Your primary sources, your secondary sources, and your tertiary sources. And these summarize or compile information from primary and secondary sources after providing an overview of a topic. Examples being encyclopedias, dictionaries, fact books, handbooks, bibliographies, what they call tertiary sources. Don't be a bum, hit the thumb. That's good, thank you. Hillbilly Josh, welcome, my friend. Yes, all is well. Thank you for the love. Hey, take care of your business. God bless you, Josh. I appreciate you, man. Primary info for Hexa. Something Technologies is directly on the EU site. The documents include the U.S. includes info about Musk telepathy head mark. Die Bullfrog 79, that is a good idea. I got here by following his comment on your channel. Your food is looking great today. I love making coconut rice. Okay. Yeah, resub. You know, something else. I have about 50 or 60 channels that I'm sub to on my backup channel. So a lot of you have 2 subs from me. Now I usually don't watch my backup channel, and actually my backup channel has, I think 56 people are subscribed to my backup channel. I've put out a few shorts, a few videos on my backup channel. And I had been storing a lot of stuff on my backup channel. In case something happened to my primary channel, I could go back and start releasing it. I've got it on private. It's like my cache. I don't know. You know, you start thinking about scriptures and prophecies, the end times, end of days, what do you want to call it. Things that people talk about that they look for. They talk about the pole shift. When the pole shift, is it going to flip the earth? In other words, the earth will basically make a quick move. Everything will reverse. And they talk about that causing massive tsunamis that'll inundate the coast, hundreds of miles inland, kill everybody with a mile-high tsunami. And they say that could be coming up in the next 7, 8, 10 years. And I don't know if that's fear porn or whatever you want to call it. But, you know, you hear about that. Yeah, and you do get propaganda. That's true. You know, I will tell you, I grew up in the 70s. I attended a prep school, Incarnate Word Academy in Corpus Christi, Texas. I was in the class of 1980. I wasn't able to take dual credit classes. They didn't have that back then. When I graduated from high school, I went to college. I started at the community college, Del Mar. I got all my basics out of the way. I was originally a business major, and I changed my mind. I had all the basics out of the way. Economics, business, accounting, all that. And I decided, no, that wasn't for me. I wanted to go ahead and go into education. And it was my goal that I was going to be a instructional leader in education. I went to graduate school. I have 2 graduate degrees prior to the internet. And I went to administration. And I saw the development of the internet. Remember dial-up? I remember Cisco Systems wiring schools for internet. Because originally when it came out, it was the educational institutions, the government, the libraries, the universities. That's where your internet went to begin with. And then dial-up internet. And it expanded and got better. But see, I was already an adult. I already had my education when all this stuff started coming along. when I when I was younger, things were a lot more conservative. You might have people that you could tell were to the left, but they tried to keep their comments and they tried to keep an objectivity that sort of kept them along the middle on most things. And if you had talk shows, you'd have just as many people supporting the right as supporting the left. So a lot of these talk shows, you'd have somebody that was to the left, you'd have somebody to the right, and they'd bring in guests. Usually they'd have a conservative guest and they'd have a more left-pointing guest. But it was usually pretty even. And I used to watch, CNN. When CNN came out, it was very Ted Turner, very, very down the middle. And that was my source for the longest time. I got to the point where we got Fox. That was my source. And now I'm more into the independents. I'm into the independents now. Well, I think as far as education is concerned, it's hurt. The schools, you have more left-leaning, left-wing educators, people who are in leadership positions, like the universities, the colleges. You've got more left-leaning professors. When I was at universities, I was at Texas A&M Corpus, and you would know, everybody knew who the professors were, that unfortunately you had to take them because it was part of your degree plan, the courses you had to take. So you knew to keep your mouth shut, and don't voice your opinion, or fake it, so that you get a decent grade, because if they knew you were fairly conservative, they'd stick you on your grades. So you'd learn to play the game. Yeah, and a lot of them are. Yep, a lot of them are. Maybe 75% of the teachers are working on trying to get their certifications, finish their degrees. They're hiring, because they're so short, they're hiring people who are not qualified. If you look at the way they dress, they don't dress professionally. This is me casual. I'm wearing shorts. And I'm inside my house in my man cave. It's me casual. The way they dress. It's stylish to wear faded blue jeans with holes in it. You've even got adults doing that. What sort of example are they setting? You've got adults with all this facial piercings and weird hair colors. Tats are very popular. Tattoos. Vaping. Not as many people smoking now, a lot of people vaping. Vaping's dangerous to your health. You got kids doing it. They bust kids for vaping and send them to the district alternative placement. Send them over there for several weeks. You have to be an adult to do that, but somebody buys it for them. Joseph Moore. Welcome, Joseph Moore. Thank you for coming. I don't know. I don't. Well, tax season. It's tax season. I got my daughter's taxes mailed off this last week. Sent a certified return receipt. I want my green card back showing that they got it. I'll know when it went through when they had to pay $592 for her taxes. Why am I paying for it? My kid. You know, I support her. Metlock. Yep, Metlock. That's old school. Andy Griffin. That was a good program. You know, Dick Van Dyke is still alive. He's still. Clint Eastwood's still alive. Both of them are in their mid-90s. People are living longer. Hopefully they'll find a cure for Alzheimer's or dementia, whatever you want to call it. So that you live longer, but you have your mind. Horrible to be living and you don't know you're there, or you don't recognize people. That would be horrible to me. Most people, a year or two before they pass on, they live to be a very long life, and they start developing dementia. My mother did. Towards the end, my mother thought I was my father. My father had been dead for a long time. And very sad. But Uncle Al would say, don't reminisce. Do not reminisce. So I will try to avoid reminiscing. But I'm just pointing out about the state of, how things are with people. Little on Prepper, yeah, I know it planted a knowledge seed in other students to think and question what they were being told. Yes. Where is it written? That was my big thing in school. I used to get the priests and the nuns upset about where's it written? And I'd ask them questions they didn't like because there was a lot of Protestant in me. My mother's people are Catholic and my father's people are Southern Baptist, and, a lot of Protestant in me. Oh, and I could ask some questions because I know where all the skeletons are buried. So I will be back tomorrow for another edition of Coffee Talk. I plan on having a good topic for tomorrow. Uncle Al seems to be helping me with those topics, so I'll get with him about that, or he'll get with me. I appreciate your support. I support those who support me. I'm trying to get to 1900. Please help me. If you've got a backup channel, subscribe me on your backup channel. I'd appreciate it. I will certainly do the same thing for you. When you get up in the morning, take your medication. Thank God for the day, because you don't know how many days you have. They're numbered. Say the Lord's Prayer. Drink your coffee. Try to have a positive attitude. Remember the Scout motto. I was a Scout. And the Scout motto is be prepared. That's what prepping's about. It's being prepared. Having food, water, medication, hygiene, the basics. Whether you believe it's the end of the age or whether you believe it's a storm, you need to have a couple of weeks worth of food stored away. And everybody, have a blessed day. Hopefully we'll see you tomorrow for another edition of Coffee Talk. Thank you. Bye-bye.